If your 2019 through 2024 3.6 liter or 5.7 liter Ram 1500 feels like it's not going anywhere when your foot hits the pedal and you have a pretty noticeable throttle lag, this Superchips 2.0 throttle booster with the Bluetooth switch will make all the difference. Now this is great for whatever driving style that you have, whether you are towing, hauling, commuting, or taking your truck in the dirt and need the extra get up and go that your Ram is currently lacking, especially if it's heavier from any modifications like heavy oversized tires, bumper, or a lift that's dragging your truck down. Now this is also an option that has options within it and customizations with your throttle curves if you don't want a full-blown tuner option for your Ram, but you would like to create a custom feel for whatever suits your driving style best. This completely wireless setup features multiple levels to increase and even decrease the throttle response, allowing you to take control of the feel of your Ram, and has all the information and settings that you need at your fingertips with the Apple and iOS controlled app and a fully Bluetooth switch here. Now within the system, there are 5 levels that are preset controlled on the remote here or on your phone automatically, including the economy mode, which is 80% of your throttle response and actually takes away a little bit from the response if you want to save some MPG, stock at 100%, drive mode at 150%, sport at 175%, and extreme at 200% throttle response, making for a substantial difference in the feel of your Ram. Now there are also 3 slots on the back end of this for those custom throttle curves. They're able to create and modify within the smartphone app with 10 adjustable positions on the curve to tailor it to your driving habits. Now once those are set, you can then control them on the remote as well, and it will illuminate green on the screen to let you know what setting you're in. Now this comes with the main module here, the switch, and the specific wiring harness for the Ram to intercept the throttle pedal wiring harness on the vehicle. Now the module and switch here are both made of tough plastics as far as the construction is concerned, and they include LED indicator lights, and the wiring harness has a complete OE style setup and enough length for a simple installation. Now I think what really stands out about the construction here is the pretty inconspicuous nature of the kit itself. The module sits under the dash, and the remote here can be mounted up or stowed away whenever you need to use it, considering it's fully wireless, which is one of the only options that has this feature, and you can tap in through your app on your phone, making the entire system very user-friendly and keeping all of the additional wires that you may not want out of your cabin area. This is about $425 and is one of the pricier throttle controllers in the category, but for good reason. Now compared to other controllers, this is a pretty sophisticated solution to throttle pedal response control, being one of the only wireless choices in the category and one of the only choices that allows you to tune your throttle response without being a full tuner option. Now it's again great if you don't want anything on your dash, don't want to make any modifications or route any wires, and also want a quality and more in-depth solution compared to some other simple throttle response choices. Install here is completely plug and play at a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you no longer than an hour to get this installed. There is a learning sequence to this and requires registering the device for software updates to make sure that everything is up to date. So just make sure that you take those steps for the correct performance for your Ram. However, at this point, I'm going to hand it over to one of our installers who is going to show you a detailed breakdown on how you can get this installed and how this works on your Ram. So that's going to wrap it up for my review. Let's go ahead and get into the install.
What's up folks, today we're going to be doing some throttle boosters on our Ram, so let's get started. Alrighty guys, so to get this connected, we're going to go to the throttle pedal itself and unplug that factory connector. Then once we get that unplugged, now that works the same way as this style connector here. You're going to release this tab, you're going to pull that out, that's going to pop the connector off. Then we're going to plug this side into the factory harness and then this side into our pedal itself. Then once we have those two connected, we can connect our module to the corresponding colors of connectors here. They are the same on the module itself. We'll show you that once we get there. It's just much easier to connect these two before the module. So we'll get in there and do that now.
All right, so now we'll get in here, and this is very difficult to see, but while you're up under here, you will be able to see what we're talking about.
So you're gonna grab that factory connector and release that tab. That will unplug that. Once you have that unplugged, we'll connect our harness side to that factory connector. Line that up. Then you want to secure that release tab back into place. Make sure that snaps in fully. And we'll take our new connector to our pedal itself. That's going to plug in the same way your factory one just came out. We'll line that up. Get that set in place. And as you push that tab in, that'll pull that connector into place. So once we have both of those connected, we'll grab our module itself. Now, as mentioned before, you can see that there are colored connectors, so we're going to match those up with the tan and black connectors on our adapter harness. We'll get both of those plugged in. And once both of these are plugged in, we're going to secure this harness up and out of the way. Now, you can pretty much put this wherever you want, as long as you don't have it in the way of your pedals or your steering shaft. You don't want that to rub at all. We'll just tuck this up out of the way. Then you want to do a quick check of your pedals, make sure everything is fully able to function. Once we have that in place, we're going to get our controller on. Now, this is a Bluetooth controlled unit, so it is wireless. We'll grab our provided Velcro tabs. And because this is Bluetooth wireless, you pretty much have the freedom to put this wherever you want. So this is two-sided Velcro. And you have some recesses on the back of your controller. Stick that in those. You want to take that other side of the Velcro off and get them lined up a little bit nicer. Now, for demonstration purposes, we're just going to put this in an easily accessible spot on our lower dash. Now, this is controlled also through an app that you must download on your phone. There's a QR code included with your kit. So once you get everything installed up to this point, including the app, you want to turn your truck to the key on, engine off position. So now, once you have everything connected up to this point, you will also need to download the app. The QR code comes with your kit. Once you have that downloaded, we're going to follow the instructions through here. So we're going to allow our Bluetooth on our phone to follow it. Make sure your Bluetooth is on. And you can find your devices through here. Allow that to pair. And you may need to refresh. So now you're just going to follow your instructions according to the app. So they need to discover the process. So we're refreshing our list. Once it finds it, you want to select that. Now we're going to go through a pedal relearn procedure. So once you come to this, you will need to learn your pedal. So we're going to press our pedal fully and release it 3 times within 30 seconds. So once you hit OK, you're going to start that. So make sure you have your foot on the pedal. Hit OK. So now once you've got everything paired up and synced, you can come to your controller, and this will show you basically where you're going to be at according to the light levels on your controller. So the first one is going to be economy, 80%. If you go up 2, that's going to be stock. As you can see, it will switch through. You can also select it from your phone as well. You go up to 150% throttle boost. Sport, 175. And you can also do it from your controller as well. Sometimes the app takes a little bit to catch up if you are doing it through your controller. And then extreme is going to be all the way up at 200% boost on your throttle. And then you have 3 custom maps as well you can tune to your own liking once you go in and follow the instructions through that. Alrighty folks, that about wraps up our review and install of our SuperChips 2.0 throttle booster with Bluetooth switch for your 19 to 24 3.6 liter and 5.7 liter Ram 1500. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Ram, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.